Today we're back in Utah for another photography trip. Going to be here for about a week. We're going to hit some of the iconic spots as well as some lesser known places. And today I'm here for the night out at the Goosenecks State Park. Now, this is a pretty cool place. It's busy. There's a lot of people here. So look on that ridge line. Yeah, it's full of people. Paid $10 to camp here for the night, but I got a good spot over here by myself, and you know, I assume since everybody is over that way that that's a really good view. But I like this one. I like this one pretty good. There's no vantage point that's like Horseshoe Bend where you can see the entire river, and I like this because the sun is going to set over there, and way off in the distance we can see Monument Valley. I thought that was pretty cool. I did find a cool little composition. There's not a whole bunch of foreground here, so I think we'll probably shoot kind of a standard one, sort of like that. Then I'll shoot a little bit more dramatic one with its this old little tree or bush or whatever that is in the extreme foreground. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty cool campsite for the night. I just came from Telluride. It was pretty cold, so having a mild evening is going to be a lot more my speed tonight. I'm back in the desert where I'm happy. And speaking of happy, if you've seen the last couple videos, I was in the New Mexico Badlands and I was covered in mud, so all of my clothes have been up here for like a week because I had to go pressure wash these pants off. My boots were just caked in mud because we were out exploring after a really bad rainstorm. But check out this view. I think I'll take that, especially over all those damn people. Gosh, this is a Wednesday. There's no holidays coming up. Everybody's just out exploring these days. But yeah, I'm gonna make some food. We'll wait for that sun to go down a little bit and get some photos. After walking the ridgeline over and over and over again, looking at all the potential comps, I didn't find anything that I was really happy with for just a super wide angle, up close shot with some, compelling foreground element. And you can see the sun's gonna set like way over here, and it's not gonna line up with it's how I wanted it. And so we're back to old reliable. We're gonna shoot a Holy Grail time lapse, which it'll be pretty cool. This is also gonna give me my kind of horizontal basic foreground photo that I wanted out of it. So I'll capture a good photo, and we have some interesting clouds that look like they're rolling in. So if those roll in into the comp while the sun is setting, this will be really cool. Ended up with an okay sunset. It's not stellar, but it was still a pretty sunset. Camera's running a time lapse, and it's a pretty good place to do some editing. So we're gonna work on a time lapse from one of the last videos that y'all probably already saw, because making videos is weird with time like that. So anyway, we'll see y'all in the morning. Another morning without clouds. Mother Nature did not get my memo that I was coming on another trip, but we're getting some really great glow on these canyon walls. Time lapse has been running for over 12 hours now. It's doing pretty good. That battery pack still has like 50% charge, so that's pretty nice. I'm gonna let that run until some of these shadows just dip below the little head of this gooseneck there, and then figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. Over here we have our breakfast set up real simple this morning. Just a little bit of oatmeal with a banana, and of course my commoner coffee for you AREN fans. It's not good. Do not buy that. It's not good at all unless you just have to have the coffee. I guess it's not terrible, but absolutely not great. But anyway, I'm gonna let that time lapse run a little bit longer. All right, it's 11:30, and I'm still waiting on that time lapse to finish. At this point, it's been running for like 16 hours. I should just like stay here and do a 24-hour time lapse of this place. If we had some clouds and some really cool conditions, I might actually consider that. But yeah. So you can see those shadows have almost all lifted. We have a little bit over here, just a little bit there. So as soon as those are gone, we'll wrap up. I wanted to show you all this. You can see some of these rocks, have probably recently fallen, and all the campsites are just on the edge of this little canyon. And oh gosh, look at that! Look at that! Toenail clippers. That's cute. Anyway. You can see there's like a pretty sheer drop right here where this rock is falling off. Some of it seems pretty recent, and look, this huge section is just ready to go right here. I don't know if you can see through its crack, but that's daylight. You can see through there. And it runs pretty much along its whole little section. It's just ready to go at any moment. But I don't know, I found that interesting. It just, a little sketchy. I don't think I'd want to camp right there. Alright, so y'all just watched the time lapse that I shot last night, and right before getting back in the truck, I too just watched it for the very first time. I had no idea it was going to be that epic. We had the sunset, we had incredible skies, perfectly clear, Milky Way, that air glow was just, oh, it was gorgeous. Then the moon came out, and it didn't just come out and illuminate like half of the scene. It illuminated the entire scene. Those shadows moved across the entire little Gooseneck Canyon before morning came in, and then I wrapped that time lapse up at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon just to get those shadows. But I didn't stop and look through any of the frames before shooting in the morning. I had no idea that nighttime portion was that epic. This is the genuine excitement that you're seeing right now. I haven't even edited yet, so whatever you've already seen, I haven't even seen it yet. I've only seen what was on the back of the camera, like the colors and quality right out of camera. So, yeah, blown away. The Goosenecks delivered. Wow, that was a really good night. We're now heading up the road, making our way towards Escalante. Not sure where I'm going to stop at. I did find a really cool overlook. Apparently people just said on Google that it's just the most epic overlook they've ever seen. So it's only about 2 hours, so that gets me about halfway to where I need to be tomorrow. So we're going to get on the road and see what that looks like. Sorry for all the bugs on the windshield, but I wasn't expecting to film anymore until we got to the next stop. Also wasn't expecting to be routed through this awesome almost off-road trail through these cliffs. Oh gosh! Jeez. The Hummer hates the washboards. Anything with a washboard, this truck just shakes like freaking crazy. Haven't quite made it to the top yet, but I had to get out and show y'all this view. Look! And it's beautiful with these roads all cut out, these switchbacks. Man, the landscape goes forever. If we look way over there, that's actually the backside of Monument Valley. So as I'm driving up this, I was literally just thinking of what a long fall that is and what a miserable way to die that would be. And I come across this. There you go. Like I said, horrible way to die. Oh man. Cue up Billy Mays because there's more. Oh man. What a sketchy road. It looks like we're getting to the end of it. The Hummer has been way too wide for a couple places that I've had it out in. This one's not one of them, but even one little mistake, and that's how you end up down there. You just have to pay a lot of attention and probably not be filming a vlog while trying to drive. So, well, the first location I stopped at was this really cool overlook. Really pretty to look at, but wasn't a photo there, so I came down the road a little bit more, passed through Hanksville, finally found a spot that I think is going to be pretty cool. We're on like this OVH trail, and so we got some pretty simple, but anything off-roading is a little bit of funding for simple stuff. But look at this epic butte that's just sticking up there. I'm sure that's the name of this place, but can't recall what it was. Again, sorry for the bugs, that's disgusting. But I'm gonna try to find some mud cracks that line up with its really awesome peak that's right here. Viewed from the front, it's more of a butte, but I'm thinking that if I shoot it, you know, straight on like this, it makes a really cool peak, and as the sun gets lower, we'll get some cool lights kind of on the side. You can already see them kind of on some of this right there. So also think this is camp for the night. So let's go check it out. So like I said, the first spot was kind of a bust. It was really pretty to look at, but has nothing on this place. We have these huge bluffs over there and look in a pretty good sky. But there's so many textures. Look at it. Oh, that is gorgeous. We don't have the greatest mud cracks, but we do have some cool leading lines and things like that that can point straight at this bluff right here. So this is going to be an awesome place to shoot tonight. I think we're going to get a really good sky too. It looks great on the phone. Damn. You know, sometimes you just got to pull that camera off the tripod, lay it right on the ground, do some handheld focus stacking to get those really low angle frames. Sky is about to burn. I really like this place. I was chasing a spot that my buddy gave me, and I saw this thing out in the distance and hightailed it over here, and man, just epic textures. I love this spot. So that was awesome. We got some great skies. Wow. I really like how remote that spot is too. And now I'm starving. Gosh. I think I got some pretty good photos. Ran a time lapse on my phone. I'll probably throw that in. Over here I got some water boiling. Some eggs. I'm gonna turn this thing down. Gosh. It seriously, it will boil water. I don't know if I had this in my old videos, but it'll do that in like a good 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much water's in there. And so, look, I'm starving. And so we got 2 eggs, we have some water with some tomatoes. We're gonna put in this ramen, and then I'm gonna fry up some of this chicken salad. I'm gonna put it in the ramen too, because I'm starving. So that's what we're gonna have for dinner. After this, all I'm gonna do is edit, wake up early, and shoot this again. Maybe shoot on way over there to try to get it from the front. I don't know, not too sure. But that's it for tonight. We'll pick up in the morning. Good morning. We have a simple but beautiful sky hitting. Might get a little prettier as the morning goes on, and we have our tripod set up. It's framing these 2 buttes up for a little morning end to our time lapse. We got some really great stars on it last night. Got a whole bunch going on in here. We have the computer set up, transferring some files. Over here, I'm about to make myself a little iced coffee. I thought I'd show y'all around the inside of the truck real quickly if you hadn't seen it before. Over here on the right side, I have a little switch panel. This controls our lighting in here. So we have 3 rows of lights. We have 1, 2, 3. Corresponds to that. This is a extra blank one that's just ready for an accessory whenever or whatever that might be. Down here we have a little 110 power that runs to a 2000 watt Renogy. It's like a medical grade pure sine power inverter. It's really good energy. Over here we have a sink. It's a little dusty. It needs to be cleaned up, but I use that mainly for brushing my teeth or draining water whenever there's really stormy outside. You don't want to open the doors. Little pack to keep some stuff clean. And then over here, our cabinet for our dry goods. that's also doubles as a table, so I'll put the laptop or camera gear on that whenever I'm charging, because I have a couple USB ports on this side. Right now the laptop is just sitting on the fridge. That makes actually a really good spot for it. Over here on the left, this is our cell phone signal booster. That's the kind of like the modem part of it, the router part of it. And you have the this little puck that actually is what generates or sends the signal. It doesn't generate, this is what like sends the extra signal. Your phone needs to be kind of close to that. That's why it's hanging down whenever I'm driving. It actually goes up there. So pretty simple setup. I think y'all have seen it here probably plenty of times, but if you're new here, I wanted to show y'all around. Kind of simple little living area. It's worked really well for really long amounts of time, but you see the sun's about to crest over. I'm getting some really bright clouds on the horizon, so we're about to get a cool peek from the sun right there. But let that run, make some coffee, get a little editing done. Then we're gonna go explore this area a little bit more. It looks really cool. So I went out there to check out my time lapse, and this guy's just flying around the butte. That really shows how monstrous that thing really is. So got some editing done and kind of got back on the road. We're on the other side of that butte that we were at last night. Found this little dirt road that just goes all the way around it, and it's been really fun, like some really tight turns. Really was just coming back here to take a look for see if there's any other comps that we might find. But man, beautiful little drive. The backside of this thing has even better textures than the front. Check that out. It's like waves in the rock. Really looks like an ocean out there. All right, now we're in a cool little creek bed. Got a pretty nice drop off right here. I've had the Hummer in some pretty precarious spots before, some really skinny, tight off-roading stuff, especially for a factory truck, and it's always done really well. All we've done to it is just replace all of the worn out old suspension with some factory spec stuff. So aside from tires, it's pretty stock. I've never gotten stuck on an off-road trail just in the mud. Big old heavy thing just likes to sink sometimes. Really only got stuck that one time out in the Alvord Desert, and a tank would have gotten stuck out there. But no, I don't like to do any rock climbing or like really hard technical stuff. Truck's really wide, really heavy, and I don't mind beating it up really good, but I don't want to break it out here in the middle of nowhere or get stuck in the middle of nowhere. And we spent so much time and energy making that's like a good, cool, livable, mobile thing that some really light stuff is what I really enjoy doing. Stuff that pretty much off-road stuff for factory vehicles, factory trucks, factory 4x4 stuff like a Tacoma or a Wrangler or whatever. So So this is one of the most beautiful roads I've ever seen. Just right on the top of this ridge with steep drops on either side of us. It's really windy, so I don't know if you can understand me, but we're gonna try. So we have this 4x4 required deep sand. I'm driving out here on the road to Cosmic Ashtray. So, not really sure what the conditions are here, but I did want to hike it just a little bit because we're really far from anywhere. And, you know, I don't want to get the Hummer stuck digging out of the sand would suck. Really pretty though. Look at the sky. So, just wanted to. This is pretty deep, but for how long? I don't know. So the sand didn't look that bad, but I've been in more than enough bad spots to know better than to drive through some stuff if I'm a little apprehensive. So I think our destination is right up in there, but look at this. Marbly, wavy, beautiful rocks. Dang. It's gorgeous. It's still super windy, but I just came across these amazing rocks. It's like the wind has weathered them all into perfect little BBs. Like I said, I'm up here on this huge rock, and you know, there's these pools of water, and then look at this guy. Look at this little tadpole. This thing is full of life. He's just swimming around eating stuff on the bottom. There's another one, and then there's one in that little spot right there too. So we got some frogs in the making. Out here in this vast desert. I really have no idea how to show off the scale of this. I'm not really sure I'm going to shoot it either, but gosh, it's really stunning to look at. This is incredible sand and accents that's just centerpiece. All right, everybody, so, you know, that Cosmic Ashtray that we looked at just the other day was epic. Might be the highlight of this trip. But there's supposed to be a really cool arch over here, and look, we have beautiful weather. Sun is gonna set soon. This nice, simple little off-road trail. Oh, wait a minute. What do we have here? It's my truck about to roll into a ravine. Seriously, guys, I've been on some gnarly off-road trails in this heavy old dinosaur, but 2 inches of sand. That's its, you know, Achilles heel. Gathered a lot of supplies to try to get out, but here, that's about the angle, right there. Like it's pretty sketchy. The only thing keeping us from sliding backwards is like a little bit of a little bit of sand. Put it in 4 low. I locked both diffs up. No dice, so I can't wait to be the talk of the town that they had to come and pull some stupid Texan in his big dumb Hummer out. That's actually like always my biggest fear driving the Hummer, is to not get stuck, but to embarrass the brand. There's not many of us out here, and all these Jeep boys, they're always bringing us down. So here we are. It's beautiful there, right? It's beautiful as long as it doesn't roll. That's like my house. I don't need it to roll down into that canyon. Also got to drive it home. So all right, we'll see what happens.
Non, évite l'arbre, genre avance pas trop parce que si tu vas te prendre l'arbre sinon.
Got it, he's good. Oh, hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Si Albert reporter, on déterre un Hummer actuellement. Ok, c'est parti. Alors là, c'est en 4K là, les gars.
Holy shit.
Attention.
Ça va swinger là. Mais il va vraiment tirer genre en mode vénère.
Wow. One shot.
Hell yeah!
There we go.
Well, that about wraps up the short Utah trip. Was a good time. Saw some really cool stuff. Almost died. Missed out on a couple of the spots I really wanted to see, but again, it was a really short trip and I need to make my way back to Texas, and so that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna stop by Horseshoe Bend because it's kind of late in the season. Hopefully it's just not overflowing with people. Maybe hit White Sands after that, just before making it back home for the winter. If you made it this far and you want to see the finals of any of the images and things that I shot this trip, follow along on Instagram. That's where I'll post them when I eventually finally edit them. I have so many hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes of unedited photos and videos that you know, it's usually not something I can just hammer out and throw into these videos if I want to keep up and keep these things timely. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate you coming along on this short Utah